Okay, so we're picking up with the spirit of radio, Rush. So, so we go back up here. So Our Lady Peace, Starseed, is connected to Lady Gaga through the word lady. So to attain peace, we may have to reincarnate the Queen Mother as a baby through Goo Goo Gaga, Queen, Goo Goo Gaga, radio. So, the Lady Gaga, right? Means Lady Peace because of the star seed being a baby, or metaphorical meaning for a baby, star seed, to a star child. So, the Lady Gaga there is connected to the Radio Gaga, meaning Queen, Baby Gaga, or Queen, Goo Goo Gaga. So, that Queen, Radio Gaga, is connected to the spirit of radio. And that's what radio waves are. They're actual spirits. I'm going to show you a drawing here to help you understand. So, we're over here. So, this is an example of how UFOs utilize electromagnetic radiation waves to terraform a planet. So, these are two UFOs. There's a nuclear fusion reactor in there. Those are 4 rings in there, and in those rings they create microscopic black holes. And when you rotate those rings in a gyroscopic formation, you create 4 spheres of black hole energy. Science is aware of this, that a black body object is a theoretical object that gives off the entire electromagnetic wave spectrum and can absorb the entire electromagnetic wave spectrum. So Radio Gaga is speaking here, radio waves. These are your mother's spirits here. Her spirit is radio, microwave, and infrared waves. Those are her spirits. These are positive spirits, or these are positive radio waves. In the middle, think of that visible light as being like a neutral. And on this side is the ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma rays. These are mine. These are negative radio wave, or negative waves. So that previous song, Radio Gaga, radio, someone still loves you, is referring to, mankind. Half of mankind still loving radio, or the spirit of radio, their mother. They still love their mother and her spirit. So if radio, someone still loves you, it means let's bring her back to life. Those other guys, they got rid of her, but we kind of like the story of having a mother and father. I don't know why they didn't like the story of having a mother and father. So, it comes from that perspective. Radio, someone still loves you. And that's a spirit. So these are spirits here. These electromagnetic waves, those are spirits. This is the grandfather space spirit, grandmother time spirit. So, when you listen to the spirit of radio, that's what it's referring to. The radio waves, the spirit of radio is literally true. So radio waves are spirits, particularly your mother's spirit. So the only line that I want to focus on there is one particular one that's connected to my name. They say emotional feedback on timeless wavelength. My last name, Khgee, Kagi, means timeless. That's what my last name means. So I'm called Anthony Oliver Timeless. So emotional feedback on timeless wavelength is referring to, those ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays. Those are my rays. Or timeless wavelengths. So emotional feedback on ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma rays, or emotional feedback on Kagi, ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays. Timeless, aka Kagi, wavelength. So ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma rays, that's what it's referring to. Emotional feedback on timeless wavelength. So if there's emotional feedback, it's just referring to, people around the world being emotional when the spirit of radio, radio waves, your mother and your father, timeless, are brought back to life. There's an emotional feedback from half the planet who are happy that we're to see us, walking and talking around as the two baby bosses. Radio waves, microwaves, infrared is your mother, and ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma rays is me, or timeless. So emotional feedback on timeless wavelength, and then you got to connect the spirit of radio, which is referring to your mother. So mother and father are both in that song. You just have to know what to look for. Timeless, and then the spirit of radio. Now, the next one here is Tom Sawyer. So these are two Rush songs. Tom Sawyer talks about his reserve, a quiet defense, riding out the day's events. Now, most people would think that's like a reserve where you go on an army base, because that's what they have here. There's a reserve for army cadets where they go and train and hang out. But that's not what it means. I want you to think of a Native American reservation. So his Native American reservation, a quiet defense, riding out the day's events. But that can't be my reservation. Through the association of the Six Nations of the Grand, it means their reservation, which could be, in Southern Ontario. It could be upper state New York. It could be in Vermont. Because the Mohawks, they live along the eastern seaboard, particularly, in New York and also Ontario. So they all have reserves there. So it's like his, or they even live out by Quebec even. They have a reserve out by there. Oka's one of the reserves too. So his Six Nations reserve, a quiet, or his Six Nations Native American reserve, a quiet defense, riding out the day's events. So you picture, Six Nations of the Grand, opening up a cloning factory and telling, Canada or America, you can't stop us from doing that. We're going to do it because we're a nation within a nation. So, and there's, they successfully, splice our DNA with some Anishinaabeg eggs and sperm, fertilize, and then you got two ladies walking around carrying two creators inside of their wombs. And those ladies are walking around and writing out the day's events. That's what it means. Anthony's, Six Nations of the Grand Reserve, Indian Reserve, a quiet defense, where the two females are writing out the day's events, looking at the news, the world, watching that reservation probably. That's what it means. The girls will be, scrolling through their social media and looking at the news, realizing that they're resurrecting the creators through a cloning program to bring them back to life, because someone dropped the ball when I told them, leave me alone. And they didn't leave me alone. So the next one is the space he invades, he gets by on you. So the space I'm invading is connected back to the ending of 2001, where you see that baby floating in space, which is metaphorical meaning for your mother and father having to be brought back to life through cloning. So the space he invades, he gets by on you, is connected to the Space Odyssey, 2001, the Star Child. So the space he invades basically means the Star Child he invades, he gets by on you. So who am I getting by on? I'm getting by on evil. And I've already said in the previous video, if you think you can get rid of us that easy, you got another thing coming. This is only one plan. You wait till you hear the next one. I have a plan to open up an Einstein-Rosen bridge from the positive universe that's going to allow billions of UFOs to come into this solar system through Pluto. If that's ready to go, should the cloning, not work, well, that next plan will work, and they'll be here like that. So the space he invades, he gets by on you. That's what it means. That's another meaning. So if you think you can get rid of me that easy by not allowing the cloning to happen, well, then that activates my final plan, which is, an alien invasion from a positive universe full of positive people who will defend this planet from evil. So they'll come here and they'll resurrect us utilizing advanced technology. So the space he invades, he gets by on you. Two meanings, evil. One is the Star Child cloning, but if that's unsuccessful, then this next plan that I'll reveal to you guys is the final one that will get the job done. So the next part is catch the witness, catch the wit, catch the spirit, catch the spit. So who's the witness? Well, that's like me, right? I'm a witness. Because It's connected to Sunreal. Sunreal does a song called Witness, or Can I Get a Witness? Sunreal is a Canadian singer. He does like a rap type of music, I would say, rap pop. So Sunreal, Can I Get a Witness means it's connected to this. Catch the witness, or because the sun is real, meaning the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation is real. Catch the wit. Wit means like, smart, intelligent, Catch that guy. He's really intelligent. Look at all the stuff he gave us. We need to resurrect him because we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. So catch the wit. Catch the spirit, the spirit of radio, your mother and father. And catch the spit. And that's where I've revised our plan to use Ancestry.ca, which is down here. So that's what Rush Tom Sawyer is about. It's about us being on a reservation where we had to be cloned. And we were cloned through catching our spit through Ancestry.ca, where it's stored on file. So that's the connection of all these videos together. But you wouldn't understand the connection unless you're the creator like me, because all you guys are sleeping out there, including my evil imposter children. You're just as blind as anyone else, but you're starting to wake up now. I bet, aren't you? I wonder if we should go easy on our trigger fingers. Because I don't really want to see Einstein Rosen Bridge open up and billions of UFOs flow in here. Be mindful, guys.